Queens in the back row, bitch. Queens in the back row, bitch. Queens and the queens and the queens in the back row, bitch. Petty E, mahogany soul, bitch. We lit. Petty E, mahogany soul, bitch. Let's talk about it. Queens and the queens and the queens and the queens in the back row, 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 row.
And, and welcome to the Queens in the back row.
Yeah. So we're a little comfortable today, Ben.
We're very comfortable.
We're very comfortable today, Ben.
Very comfortable. New seating arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
New.
We'll have some pictures of it in a minute.
Well, I would say new background. We got the background.
Ain't got no background.
But
It's my goddamn living room. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more comfortable than the other chair. It's more relaxed.
Yes.
It's more
Bitch ain't
relaxed.
got no ass, so sometimes they have to go to sleep.
Oh, not in them. But the chairs had cushion in them.
They did, thank the Lord. But when we sit in the back row at Broadwood,
Jesus Christ. I did not want to say nothing about that because the crap in my ass I had Monday on the ride home was ridiculous. I thought I had fucked.
Yeah.
It was that close to the hole.
Considering that, now we're going from 18 all the way up to now. So he rushes on in with that like Mr. Club. Yes, it was, honey.
So yes, today's episode will be about.
Really? He do, girl. This is supposed to be a cup holder. I ain't used it for a fucking cup yet. It be all type of shit down in there. Pins.
So before we talk about today's episode, which is about 18 to now, basically, we done catch y'all up from our childhood last episode. So I feel like, with this episode, it's kind of like, where we at today, basically. I mean, we kind of did that the first episode a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about the trauma.
We talked about
We talked about,
our devices.
Adolescence, devices, the mouth work and the back work and the hand work and the dick work.
No, we didn't with it.
We did. We did with yours. The Vicksburg and the Eric and the Erica. We talked
that was
about
the childhood.
That. That's what's scary.
I guess we're gonna talk about the fun things we did as adults.
This is college. So, funny story. I came down here in my Buick, honey. Buick Park Avenue.
I was going to ask you something before you got started. How do you feel after last episode?
Like, what do you mean about what?
Like, did you feel like after recording the last episode or doing the last episode, did you feel like you just kind of like,
I did that years ago because I'm open. I'm open about it. Well, thing is, I've been like telling my story as far as like releasing trauma and, I feel like this right here. What people have to understand is that when you try to discuss similar situations, whether they be traumatic, romantic, or just life things in general, you have to tell the story for a purpose. Listen. You talk in a way where you are listening to be heard, and you are telling it to understand. You can't be self-centered and try to, minister or talk somebody through a traumatic event. You have to understand that it's not about you. And even discussing it, you have to put yourself in the mind of people are very fragile and very vulnerable. No matter if you put up this front, all this other stuff. But when people confide in you or talk to you, and I've had this for a few people in the last 2 years, I make sure I'm mindful as not to talk too much or bring too much of my experience, because my experience is not that person's experience. That person is built for their journey. Also, if that person's still going through that stage in their life and you've been through it, you don't want to put something on somebody that's not theirs. Yes, I'm gay. Yes, I'm fabulous. Yes, I'm 40 and fine. But the one thing I still do is have a very strong relationship with my Father, and I'm talking about the Jesus the Christ, honey. I don't say that I am a particular denomination now. I am Christian and I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
Because I've had to develop my own walk with the Lord outside of the walls, because there were times where I couldn't make it to a church. And me and my mama had church in her bedroom while she was in pain. I'm sitting there reading the Bible to her while she's going through, cancer, fluid buildup, all this stuff. So if you don't have the church in you, where you gonna take it from? Because you ain't always get to them 4 walls. And God is not a God of a building. He's not a God of limitations. So if you have him in you and you nurture that relationship, and you don't just access it with hate or, diminish them down to 4 scriptures in the Bible for your own propaganda. We'll talk about that later on, but you know what I'm saying? God is omnipresent, ever present, always here. So I say that to say, when you're talking to somebody and they ask you a question, first off, make sure they ask you first before you go trauma dumping. Don't just do that to somebody because, you might be talking about something. Well, I went through this and I went through that. That might not be meant for that person to hear, because you can actually influence them when you're trying to, just talk to them. We have talked about our different journeys. And I
know with my journey, I cannot just put that on certain people because they only see like, oh, you did this, you did that, you had fun. It wasn't always glitz and glamour, not every day.
And people don't always listen to understand.
No.
Notice I'm doing this whole listen to and listen for, because I see now in the era that we're in, until, we are 3 days and until we are 3 years and 47 however many days that, he that shall not be named exits office, we're going to have to be very blunt and be very, out the way, but still be in the way. Because again, this is not our battle. This is not a black battle. This is not a gay battle. This is not an LGBTQ battle, honey. We dealt with this man in the previous administration. Now, we just sitting this out. Caitlyn Jenner don't speak for nobody in the community.
Girl, what happened to old Caitlyn?
Well, Caitlyn got stuck in that foreign country and thought that, her president would come get her out. But he was like, I don't know, girl. I don't,
Sorry for you, Caitlyn.
Sorry for that move.
Sorry for you, Caitlyn.
I don't feel sorry for that move, because whatever she did, I don't know if she wouldn't get got unsurgery, but she looking straight up.
I honestly, I feel like it was supposed to be like a facelift.
But it's a face rift.
Yeah, it didn't take. It didn't.
Because she's looking.
You can't do a facelift and Botox at the same time. Everybody knows that.
Plus, it's the Kardashians, so that curse by itself.
The sad part is whoever she went to doesn't do the Kardashians.
Let's talk about what is it, Kris Jenner? Lord have mercy. That heifer
looks as young as her children.
That's how you get snatched. Oh, and Miss Jackie Harry too. Did you see Jackie's refresh? Baby, you gotta look at it. Jackie. And we talking about Mary. We talking about that Jackie Harry. Jackie got a refresh, like facial rejuvenation.
What?
She looks fabulous. And I think Jackie just got married too, or something, tied to not to some baby. She's doing it.
Still look good for some reason. Tina knows.
I will not. Now I'm gonna say this though.
Her face at first, and then what they claimed was to look more like Beyonce. I mean,
I feel like Tina almost like she had like nerve damage
from the surgery.
Because the thing is her lip. Now, considering what she went through, and just the fact that she's the hoodoo that Beyonce came out of. She's the blueprint. I feel like she did just enough to match where she's at now, aging. She looks way better because not that she ever looked bad, but she looked concerning because.
Oh, so you think the surgery was to fix something?
I think the very first surgery might have been botched because if you look back at the old videos when they were, back with Destiny's Child or when she first started to really promote her House of Darion, Tina's mouth didn't really move in unison. Oh. It's kind of like how what's his name? The little one from Escape. Tiny. It's kind of like how Tiny did her lip.
Oh, yeah. And now when she talk, it's like one of her lips don't move with the other one. Like, like her lips be looking for the words.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like a delay. We not talking. We are talking to educate, honey.
Because I was like, hold on, we just got so off topic.
It's not off topic. Shit. We talking current events.
That is current. But for me, after last week, I actually feel like I've been releasing a lot. Like I feel like I've been taking.
Because you understand, you had to go through. You went through something. You had to sever some professional ties from some goobers. Yeah. So you were putting into, and it's okay to be a goober, accept who you are. Because we have moved past that.
I feel like when I got out, I started. So I was suppressing inside to be comfortable. I feel like when I got out, I continued to suppress with that 6-month mind.
So you see this?
What?
It says, on guard, bitch. Open yours. Open yours. And it says what?
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Okay. So we're going to take these 2 bitches. And what we're going to do is we're going to stop sugarcoating the shit. Because, you were suppressing so that you wouldn't beat a bitch down.
Really. No, I was suppressing to make sure what I had going on stayed going on. Professionally, I suppressed because I knew if I would have done anything that they disagreed with, that would have got cut off sooner than it did.
I feel like you.
I actually was suppressing to make sure the door stayed open.
I felt like you should have cold clocked the bitch at one point, but that's just me. Because I was upset doing them conversations, honey. I tend to get a little angrier than the actual person who's telling me their side because I immediately go to defense mode. I'm like, well, did you hit the bitch?
That's not professional.
I'm not professional at all, honey. When it comes to social stuff, sometimes now I can't. Now I am.
Like this. The petty we finna talk about was not professional.
Okay.
The petty I am today, whole lot different.
And see, I
would have enjoyed petty back in the day.
But see, I'm morphing into the, get a bitch right, like right then, because I have said and I have let people in situations run over me because I was trying to be the non-confrontational black man. I'm a I'm a big black bear. I'm a big dude, so I try to be as non-threatening as possible, but I've let that happen in the professional environment and in my home in a previous relationship, and to the point to where my subconscious was screaming and going crazy, like, bitch, are you gonna do anything, or are you just gonna sit up here and let this shit happen in your face? And Lord knows when I did it professionally, I was ooh, and when I did it domestically, not violent, I was ooh. And when I separated myself and just started doing things myself, like not waiting on people, baby.
Now that's where I'm at in life now. Like now I'm at the point where why suppress or why deal with anybody else's rules?
Because you're suppressing to impress.
Exactly. when I could just make my own rules and do it as I want
and make
to.
our own room.
Yeah.
Because, baby, when we walk in the room, and I'm like this right here, when we walk in the room, it's already a vibe anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can go somewhere in my work clothes. I ain't got to be sitting there, waiting on somebody. I'm going to vibe to myself. I'm going to order my 2 pieces of catfish with my lemon pepper on the side and my seasoned fries. And I'm going to vibe out to Shirley Murdoch, all these other nice little divas. And then nobody got to sit beside me because I wasted time with people. And wasted time with folks. Oh, let me come with you. I want to follow you. I want to be where you are. And when you're there, it's no help to me because it's like an empty cup sitting there trying to pretend to be full. And one thing I'm full of, we all can be full of something, but if I'm imparting knowledge and experiences to you because you've asked for it and you're not reciprocating, what am I doing? And I felt like that's what you were in. You were pouring. Everybody has their own cup. That was a space where, it served its purpose. And I'm not saying it's good or bad because, everybody creates a space for their own. What I saw was it hindering you. You were meant for wider spaces. Hell, you created wider spaces on your own. Wow. In your vices, shit, and a bitch didn't know. Let's get it straight. A bitch didn't know you were in your vices. Did not know.
And anybody that told you that they did know is a lie.
It's rewriting history.
Because
it's a history lie.
I had to look back at some old pictures, and even when I would say this, the vices are right there. Even with the vices right there, I made sure that my mug was on 10.
Exactly.
So I know when I went outside to perform, you couldn't tell because I didn't want you to know. What's the point?
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather people treat it like a Whitney Houston situation, like everybody is still guessing and making fun of it, than them to actually know. Like, I don't want to be like Bobby Brown dropping shit on stage. Like, that is so tacky. That's tacky.
Okay.
Chris Brown.
What that joke they had made about Wanda and Shanae made on the BET Awards that year.
What?
Wanda was pregnant with I know a Chris Brown baby because he's kicking me. And yes, I can do the Wanda lips. Let me stop for the get stuff
so
like
let's
that.
let's get to the topic at hand. We're talking from adulthood
to
the present.
Yeah.
Well, I graduated in 2013.
So young.
And I tried at first to be a normal human being. I had a boyfriend at the time. I had got me a little job. I was going to school for early childhood development. I wanted to be a teacher.
Come on, kids.
I did not. Okay, at that time, I had an image of who I wanted to be. I did not know who I was.
Well, let me ask you this. Was it brought on by what was expected to you as a preacher's kid?
Yes.
And
yes.
And that's interesting because even though you were operating Oprah now, if you don't understand. And so did it. Okay, so you said you didn't know who you were.
Like
explain it because you were pretty much owning what you were doing.
No. So I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
I was already out to the family. I was trying to be one of those churchy gay guys. You see us, yeah, we're gay, we're married, we got the little kid that we adopted, or I was willing to go through that, not knowing who I was and what I actually wanted to do in life. So I didn't know if I wanted to, go out there and sell ass or go out there and become the president. How I go from selling ass to the president. I had big dreams.
Bill Clinton. You can do it.
Yeah. So it wasn't, and then it was another thing. I wanted people around. So I will become a doormat just to have people around. Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't let people cross certain lines, but a lot of people back then got away with a lot of shit that they should not have. That's friendships, family, relationships, fuck buddies. Like it had got to the point where I had got blind to what was going on around me. The relationship that I was in was kind of like my first real relationship. So the breakup took its toll. So, and then that's when the vices started. So, up until then, I was trying to like just be the party. Like when you saw me, you know,
you gonna have a good time.
It was guaranteed. That also took its toll. And so I disappeared for a little bit, and then I came back as comedian Petty.
Back with the jump off.
So while I was gone for a little bit, I stayed with a friend. I never left Mississippi, but I did stay in the country with a friend, and we're acquaintances now. It's no bad blood. It's just life goes on.
Yeah, you outgrow people. Yeah. You just you're cordial, and that person served his purpose.
Yeah. So in that time, he was very therapeutic. He was. He listened. He gave his advice. We turned up together. He actually taught me how to be the party without it getting out of control. Okay. It got to the point where we were growing apart as friends. And so I took a nap. I prayed before I took that nap. And I woke up and Petty was born. Like I literally had a dream. And I was on stage. There was a brick wall in the background. There was a little 2 metal bar. You know how they had the little stands back in the day, like that. And people were laughing. Couldn't understand nothing I was saying, but I had people laughing. So that's where comedian Petty comes from. So when I got back to Jackson, I'm still partying.
So at this point, you were still PK, right? Mm-hmm. But at this point, you had Eric, Erica, and comedian Petty, Patricia. Was she there yet? Patricia wasn't there yet.
Patricia has not showed up yet. Because Erica was running shit. So I feel like this. Erica was the party. If I was to get a party at Persona, it would be Erica. Erica was the shit.
Erica with the good mouth, girl.
No, what?
Erica with the good mouth, girl.
I'm talking about we'll cuss you out, turn you up,
and turn you out,
and turn you out. And you would.
Come on, man. We gotta own it now, shit. Because I ain't even told my Hoover story yet. That was my nickname back in the day.
See, and I had another nickname, but we won't share that on the podcast. I don't want nobody to repeat that one. But so Erica was like running shit, like she had a mouth on her. If she, like I said, if she wasn't cussing you out, she was fucking dick. So it was like it was fun,
multifaceted and multifaceted. We loved it.
Some people did get in their feelings about certain stuff that I may have said. And I'm not denying that I'm not denying I said the shit, but
because you didn't let bitches say shit just like you said. You was accommodating.
Thank you.
So shit.
But
and that was probably created out of a defense mechanism.
Yes.
When you have, I'm gonna put it like this. When you have to process certain things and you can't tell your immediate family, you can't tell the church, you can't even tell, if you're dating somebody because they wouldn't understand. And not that you're afraid of being judged, it's that you've been misunderstood so many times that sometimes it births your own defender. Like like you got to be your own superhero.
Yeah. Like Eric would sometimes just rein Erica in and be like, we're going a little too hard, and it's looking like they're not understanding what's going on.
And that's the thing. You have internal conversation with yourself. Like one of my and around this time it was the same with me. when um when I left, like, mom had passed, uh, finished up high school, was here,
Mm.
uh, came straight to Jackson. People saw me with the Bible in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I was already a junior deacon at church, pretty much 7 days a week we doing something. Choir rehearsal on Saturday. So when my senior year of high school, I pretty much had freedom because I had, my mom's, since my mom was a maid, so the people that she worked for had gotten me a car, helped me out so much after she had passed. Family was there, but family started turning into who they really were. Outside of grandma had passed, all this stuff was happening.
And true,
You know,
behavior.
And I have no shame in saying that live because I said it on Facebook. Got turned on me, and I pretty much got blamed for, a lot of stuff that wasn't mine. And I spent 10 years from my 20s to the age of 30 reaching out. They're 3 hours away. Literally saying, you could come home, you could do this. I have a play uncle in Memphis that has been in my life since I was, young. Anthony. I thank God for him. And he's mentored a lot of young people that have been there when, just being a present, being present in your life. And I call him a father before my own father. But I say that to say, blood don't make people your family. And sometimes you got to let that shit go. And I was still trying to make the connections because I thought we was a powerful show. We would be at Grandma's house doing all this other stuff, but she was just the dam that held back the flood. So got all that, and then fast forward to came down to Jackson. People were scared to actually curse in front of me because the very first thing I did when I got down here at Jackson State is I found the gospel choir. JSU Interfaith Gospel Choir. Was a member there from 2003 all the way to like probably 06 or 07. I would go to church every Sunday. So they see me with my Bible, I'm in my car. So we were in the cafeteria one day, and they were afraid to curse in front of me. And somebody said something. I'm like, hey, you so stupid ass waiting this bitch on. I was like, oh. I was like, what? You curse? I'm like, yeah, very, very good actually. But it takes a while for me to get there. Now, and then another funny story, they would be like, what up, Jew? What's going on with you, Jew? I'm from the Delta, so I'm not used to these,
slang terms.
Exactly. My best friend, her name was Nicole. Hey, Nicole, Nikki Nicole, baby, was from Chicago. Oh, that was my Judy. Like, that was my Judy. I came out to Nicole, like, before I came out to anybody else. Like, she was my friend. And still is my friend. I actually came out. I came out to a couple of people in high school. They knew I was gay, like my junior, senior year. And came out to one of my friends, and came out, to a couple of folks. But I just wasn't really just out there like that because, again, I was in the church, afraid of just, going to hell. Like,
you should have had
it was. I had though. I did. I started developing them because I already would go like I would trick folks. Like I would go put on a bonnet with rollers, get in my car and ride around. Because I look so much like my mama. So this one dude, I remember he was at the Cisco, and I put on a house dress. I had on my jeans and stuff and put on a wig, and had shaved my beard and everything. And I was driving. And I rode there, and this man was literally drinking his beer, and he dropped it. He was looking.
Cause you driving around like you. I don't want to say the rest of that sentence, but you.
I look just like my mom. And that man, I think he went back and told my family, like, that's my mom named Jeanette.
That is my surname.
And I used to like jump scare. Like I used to, my uncle Lonnie, he no longer with us, but like, I would hide in closets and scare people everything in the closet, girl. But I always had an affinity for, getting a nice little suit together. That's why, sometimes I, do a little hair for I did my hair for my friend for a drag show, and, and just eye for aesthetic, especially the female body. Like I played in the park a little bit. You know, can he kind of lingers like the best of them? But I knew I liked the pole. I like the pole, the peach, whatever you want to call it. I dabbled in it because coochie does taste good. Still tastes good to me.
It's fine.
I never fully gave it up, but I had my little play friend back in the day. We were cool. And sometimes she was like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, And this is well past college now. This was just a friend that I met here. And it's funny. Once I knew that I was not actually bisexual. I had begged Nicole to, I'm like, can we date? She was like, and like she said, girl, dog. So like she was honest with me. And that's like she was my friend. Like she was truly honest with me. But then after I found, it took me a few years just to find myself and find my footing. I found my flow with the ladies, like just listening to them and everything, and really understanding the power of a Black woman. That's why I'm such a fierce defender of Black women. The ones who are sane. Some of them are damaged as well, but also, I had a Black mama, so you're not gonna sit here and devalue a woman in front of me. And in that, I found my flow with a young lady that I met, and we didn't date, but she gave me what I needed, and I gave her what she needed. Like, it was very nice. And, she went our separate ways, but baby tastes like midnight springtime on a starry sky, honey. I'd be like that.
I have had one of those moments that I like to speak about. With the vagina. Why did I say it like that?
I don't know, because I thought it was like, were you saying Virginia? Like, come on, Virginia, let's get on this mouth. Like, what is that?
I was very like, exactly. I was like, what is this?
Oh, child, over there.
No, like literally in mid threesome, and it was like, what is this?
Is anybody in there? Hello.
Exactly, like this is a vagina, and she's looking at the third person, like he is like he's really giving me like a.
You gotta look now. You gotta look.
I was curious, and then I asked, like, is the hole down here supposed to be wide open like that? My homeboy slapped me in the back of the head and was like,
I was just fixing to say, no, you did not shame that lady like that.
I didn't know that sometimes when they're in the mood, it will.
Wait, now was because she was in the mood, or was she just loose goosey?
So I separated her lips to examine everything, and then seen a hole. Like, literally.
Was it dry or was there moisture?
It was moist.
Okay, good.
It was moist. Like, he just got
her hair.
Yeah, like we was in the process of giving her head, so like it was kind of cute that I was down there trying to, and so I was like, I don't feel anything, like.
Oh. You put 3 in there. You said,
yeah, I can feel that. Right. And so I started doing that and some more shit in there, and like I was like, because I was trying to
stimulate her, or
no, I was feeling.
You were just curious.
I was curious, like really up there feeling around. Like,
what was she doing?
I think she was enjoying it.
Okay,
I wasn't rough.
I know, but it's just the fact that you doing a full on like Dr. Frankenstein up in there.
Yeah, and so it was like,
cough, please.
I was like, maybe I should lick this and see what it tastes like while I try to stick anything in there. So I did. I ate until she came.
Okay.
I didn't know what female cum looked like in person. So I told her if she squirts, we was gonna box.
Yes, yours is so much more interesting than mine. Jesus.
She squirted into my mouth.
Did you hit her box or?
We all had to put our clothes back on.
Oh, okay. oh, you ended it.
Oh.
You ended it right there.
And then she was like trying to give me head afterward, and she was like, "Oh, this motherfucker won't grow."
Oh.
I said, "Not for you, bitch. But watch what it do for your man."
Oh my God,
okay,
Teddy.
Yeah, you know that's how that ended. see, see how Erica could just show the fuck up and show out, but it was her fault though. I had asked her to tell me when she was about to come. This bitch is shivering on the floor, can barely speak, and I'm like, what is this
what
moisture
did that
in
tell
my
you?
mouth?
Like she was convulsing. See, I guess for me, I watched a whole lot of flicks.
I don't like female ejaculation in my mouth. I prefer the males.
Well, we know that.
Thank you. So even in that time, I was letting her know, bitch, I am still gay. Even in this.
Well, the one thing I can say is that I did use like a dental dam. You know, when we did it, we used like a dental dam, or she used a.
What does that mean? Like, because I tried to use.
It's like a retainer. Because I kept biting my tongue, and like it's. Yeah, it was.
The female condom is fucking disturbing.
It looked like something from Alien. I'm like, what is?
And then it's a ring at the end that you just. Look, okay, that's enough.
Because like how I saw it before, I was like,
is
that an ovary?
And it's like, okay, I know if you got this on, girl.
You know, it's like putting a stocking on, with the Spanx. You know, you gotta. But it served its purpose. But
so you didn't have to wear a condom. I will hope
we
not.
Didn't fuck. No, we didn't fuck.
We didn't either.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we never fucked, but I just loved eating. Like
I wouldn't mind doing it again,
like
but not until completion.
I think with me, I loved giving because we had I ain't gonna say her name. Like we had a friendship, but to me, if I were to marry a woman, it would have been her because she kind of healed me a little bit, and I'm gonna say that to where I was at a point to where I was never mad at God. I was mad at the situation because I didn't get that much time to grieve. But on top of that, I got tired of the same people saying that I'm going to hell. I saw some of these people online and the gay apps. Some of the people who I was under spiritual leadership.
Let's not get into that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it. Some of them I found out were not only not saying that they were all gay, but saying that, you have tendencies to cheat on your wife, tendencies to be attracted to underage girls
and boys
and boys, and to pretty much groom not only individuals but the whole church. Because one thing I found out about Jackson, it was more churches on the corners than liquor stores when I got down here.
It is.
And one thing my pastor said, he said, know your Bible, the basic instructions before leaving earth. Watch who lay hands on you.
Or put oil on your feet.
Yeah. And watch. Make your own spiritual relationship with God. And when because I was looking to be under someone's stewardship. What that means is that I was looking for a spiritual, because when I was growing up, my mom was my spiritual cousin. When she passed, my pastor was my spiritual cousin. I was looking for somebody to cover me. And that's in the spirit realm and physical, because this was the first time I was without someone there. I had to learn that I had to be my own cover. And I mean that is I had to pray for myself. I had to protect myself. and I had to live for myself because I was living for my mom. Like when she passed, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Um, and I lost not only her, but the house got foreclosed on. I had everything I had uh, in my car. I was an independent student, so I came down here with all my worldly possessions damaged. And the only thing I had was my Bible, which was her Bible, and the fact that I knew that I needed to be involved in something. But I also had this struggle going on inside me. Like I knew that I was gay and that I liked men. But I also knew that I didn't want to just be out here like that because the one thing I had was a romanticized version of what, you know, love was. I was loved so much. Like my mom had, and I'm trying to connect this to my journey, discovering myself as an adult gay man, and the fact that yeah, I was out there. But I was a late bloomer. So when I uh, finally decided to do something with a guy, I was probably like maybe 20, 21. Because
Jesus, that's a big gap from the last episode to this one. 8 to 20, what?
21.
God damn.
Because I didn't do. No, you're not, honey. Because I made up for lost time. Because the one thing you can, the one thing I did do before I got into baby, I prepped. So HBO Real Sex, and this is time for VCR, baby.
I would never forget HBO Real Sex. They had this one little skit with Jack and the Beanstalk. And Jack climbed up that beanstalk and he didn't see a male giant. He saw the female, climbed up in that thing and was licking the little thing. And Lord, and then the penis showed up. The giant, the male giant, and Jack started licking that thing and riding it. I was like, oh my God, I want that. I would love to be that.
Real Sex turned a lot of us, and it was instruction.
Crazy sexually.
And I double taped a whole lot. Thank God for Blockbuster and
tell me you got that.
No, honey, my double tape, but I have it on digital.
Okay.
But the thing that I loved was that I knew that I liked oral pleasure. And baby, I'm not ashamed. I'm 40. I'm not ashamed to admit, now and whatever.
Yeah,
I loved oral pleasure.
It is not the 1920s. If you suck a dick, you suck a dick.
Suck a dick. And so like there is this one episode of Real Sex 69 going down in the valley. It's the one where the people, I think they're in Chicago, and has the strippers on there, and the man that make the little pouch, the little actually sold the stripper costumes.
Yeah.
And then there's one where there's a lady. She's going around with the suitcase, and on the surface she looks like a Tupperware salesman. So she goes in, from door to door, and she goes in, and you have the housewives sitting there, and I'm like, oh, she'll do a presentation. She opens it up, and it's nothing but a bunch of penises. They represent all of the different ethnicities, sizes, shapes, creeds, uncircumcised, all of it. And she is a Tupperware salesman of sorts, but she specializes in showing the ladies how to properly please their man with fellatio. For you other ones, it's giving head. And
they need to start them classes.
I watched that, and I watched it, and I watched it, and I watched it, and I came down to Jackson. I watched it again. And by the time I did do something, I was pretty much my own little Kama Sutra.
Well, but you learned from TV, and I learned from experience.
Well, baby, TV, internet, all of that, like. And when I did start playing, oh, what a mighty play it was, honey. Because all that, what they say on the clumps, 35 years, woo, make your head blow out, honey. And what I did, I'm like, ooh, so this is what I've been missing. And Lord knows, when I jumped in. Like,
you was in your 20s.
I had a point. Yeah.
You know what? I always wondered what it would be like if I would have stayed in the closet until I was in my 20s.
But that's the thing, I wasn't actually in the closet because I had got more comfortable telling folks I was gay, but I was also in the choir
Mm.
and saw a lot of stuff. The one thing that I did not like is uh, the black church being uh, there was a reputation for
They
choirs,
love the punks that can sing.
and
And if you a punk, you better know how to sing. And if you can't sing, you better learn how to read music so you can play the piano or at least direct.
and I didn't like that because I had separated my own spiritual journey from my sexuality for so long.
Mm.
Like I would not certain things I would not do while or think of while gospel music is on.
Mm.
And I still have that barrier till this day. That's why I do not believe, I'm going to make it clear. I believe in domestic partnerships, but I don't believe in gay marriage as it's defined in the Bible.
He said that. He said that.
I don't believe.
Petty E did not say that.
Chris said it. And
Do
let me
not
tell you
come for
why.
Petty E. Chris said.
Hush, honey, mother's talking.
No. They're literally destroying Darren Fleet's whole career right now because he said that.
So this is what, let me clarify. Marriage as it's defined in the Bible, I never believed that for gay people. Because you have seen gay couples together for years, and they never called it marriage until it was accepted and legal in the United States. And even I've been engaged before, but I never wanted to have a marriage as it's defined in the Bible because while I believe in Jesus, that Bible has been written, rewritten by men. And at this point, all the divine inspiration that it came from has been weaponized against us as gay people. So marriage as it is in the Bible, I don't believe in that. And I don't believe in that for gay couples. So therefore, I do not believe in gay marriage as it is publicized and televised here in America. I don't believe because it was never set up to be a successful institution. It was set up to be accepted and to be a safety net to, we letting them get married. Look at that. Look at that. While you're looking at gay men as, and not only gay men, but just gay people in general as deviants. You call us perverts. You call us child molesters. Like all of this stuff. Oh, let's put a Band-Aid on it by giving them the right to marry. Mm-hmm. When people have been in domestic partnerships for years. Now, look at what happened when that happened. Whole new realm for you to demonize us. Because the very first people that got married, well, guess what? They got divorced. It was a lesbian couple. Got divorced. And you having all these gay divorces. These folks running to Washington. Now, before you put a label on it, you were fine.
Because you always had a nigga.
Because you
can just up and go. You can up and go.
And let me be clear about what happened in Jackson when they legalized a lot of it. Because there was a well-known court clerk that refused. I don't know the lady's name, but we know the story. They refused to hand out marriage certificates to gay and lesbian couples.
You come to find out she went to the church where they refused to marry. Yeah.
And they moved her to, I think, Rankin County or something. Mm-hmm. But I say all that to say, and I consider myself from Jackson at this point, because I came down here in 2003 and I fell in love with the city. I never left. And yes, I did say I don't believe in gay marriage as it is publicized and as it's stated in the Bible. If you're going to put that word in, and I'll say it again, and I don't mind people coming to me. And if you can cancel me off the internet, then shit, cancel my debt too. Because my presence is there, but I'll say the same thing. And I said the same thing to an employer one time that wanted me to use his, wanted me to use pronouns. Mm. My thing is, we had a staff of pretty much older evangelical Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to bring in pronouns now? And I feel like it was because the um, LGBTQ alphabet had just been, publicized, and all these terms, non-binary, asexual, and everything, had become new.
Mm-hmm.
We've always had the alphabet, and always had the colors of the rainbow. The one thing I refuse to do is participate in a fad.
You think it's a fad?
No, I think that what was happening at these employment agencies and at these jobs, all of a sudden wanting to use pronouns after years of being accepted, showing acceptance. You're not showing discrimination, but now you want to do this because you're catching on to a fad. Because all of a sudden it was popularized. It was, popular to put that in your signature.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the meaning? And I can't tell you how many folks I've seen, professional, even using it today, use it wrong. Write it wrong. Print it wrong.
What? Pronouns?
Yeah, how they like, because there's a professional way to put it into your signature.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know how to do it. Haven't even done their research. So I had a coworker ask me, Chris, I know you're gay. Why would I, as a straight person, use this when I don't identify? I'm like, baby, you would.
We're just about the cisgender and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they just identify as a straight person. And we've never used it before. Why are you using it now?
Because gender and sexuality has now, they say it hasn't, but it has. Because people are mixing what you do in the bedroom with who the fuck you are.
Mm.
Just because you can suck a good dick and you can take a great one, don't make you any less of a man that you were born as. Now, I do understand that some feminine people would like to be called she, her, they, them.
And that's the thing. And we're talking about gender identity versus sex.
Mm-hmm.
Not what goes on in the bedroom, what you were born as, male and female. Now, I do understand that everyone that's born as a male may not feel that way, and everyone that's born as a female. Because let's not get us wrong. As the fabulous T.S. Madison said, we've gone back to male, female, and not even transgender. Punks, and what they used to call us, what they used to call the ladies, transvestite.
Yeah.
That's what we've gone back to under this administration. Is it right? He done wrote his own Bible, and he done put it in the eyes of the law that is right.
Mm.
You know them Trump Bibles that he's trying to get into schools and everything. And I say all that to say, I have very progressive views. And I love the modernization of the LGBTQ flag, the alphabet, but we are missing the wisdom. We are missing the acknowledgement of the elders. Marsha P. Johnson, Divine. And I'm talking about the drag queen, the beautiful Divine. Yes, we have RuPaul, but even RuPaul has paid homage to the elders. And he states that, yes, I am a drag queen, but I was born and I live as a man. T.S. Madison has stated, yes, she is trans, but she understands she is not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's a trans woman. So I say all that to say, we are acknowledging and claiming all of this history and all this information, but we're not understanding or explaining it in an effort to progress the fight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we shouldn't have to go backwards when it comes to LGBTQ rights. It's so many black folks that hate gay black men and women, and we ain't even got our full civil rights yet. As a matter of fact, they backed up on all of our civil rights right now.
I think we just was marking about our voting rights the other day, wasn't it?
So at this point, if you're not going to do the full colors of the rainbow, if you're not going to do the full colors of history, Don't talk to me about it. Because, baby, you got to understand that Stonewall, you had just as many transgendered women, just as many black folks, just as many gay and cisgender, whatever you want to call it, at Stonewall than you did Caucasian white me. And let's get this straight. This world is built for Caucasian. If you're talking about for gay folks, it is built for gay Caucasian men.
That's true.
And we say that. And this is not controversial because polls showed that. Blanca Evangelista
When she went to their bar.
went to that bar. Blanca was, of course, of ethnic descent, I think like Hispanic and Dominican, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me in the comments. Bitch, we get the comments now.
And the crazy part is, it's like that today because even when I first started going to gay clubs, I knew in Jackson there was a black gay club and there was a white gay club.
Mm-hmm.
And the white gay club only opened their arms to those who were young and new, to be impressionable, so you can become a token gay black.
Yeah.
That they would like.
And we're not in any way talking down against that. But that's just the way it is.
That's how it was. I mean,
that's just the way it is. And even when we
and that was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like that was 9 or 10 years ago.
And we have gay and lesbian organizations. And I'm not gonna name them because I'm not going to put them on Front Street because of my own personal belief and personal opinion. But I had a very well respected person who just happened to be white say, the one thing I don't want this organization to be turned into is a white led organization where we're supposed to be all inclusive. And he was right. And he was right. There is so much separation when it comes to this right here. There is so much separation when it comes to what is in between our legs. When at the end of the day, all it is love. But I'm not going to sit here and say, it's that easy. Because we have generational curses, generational scars that need to be fully acknowledged before we can start healing this and whatever else you want to call it. Especially here in Mississippi, but that's way above our, conversation. We're not here to be political. Well, we are a little bit, but we are here to be real and to say what shaped us as adult, black, gay, out men. And let me put emphasis on out. Out.
Girl, because you're going to be doing drag next month, bitch. So, for me, because like I was saying earlier, I wanted to get married. At that time, we didn't have the right, but I knew it was coming. For some reason, I knew it was coming. Then when it came, I was like, well, at that time, I was young and angry because I was my first boyfriend and I did not see eye to eye, so we was no longer together. So I was angry at the fact that people were getting married and I wasn't. But I was ready to be married at that time. To this day, I believe all marriage has changed. Straight, gay. The word marriage is no longer the same as it was back then, even back in those days in the Bible. It has changed. You want to know why? People have changed.
Yep.
The world has evolved. And just because I say I love you don't mean 20 years down the line, I'm going to feel the same way. So, thank God we have divorce. But I'm now okay with being single. Am I looking to get married? That would be nice. I actually will go through the paperwork and going down the aisle in my little red and black tuxedo.
Well, baby, I had went to the courthouse. The only thing I was missing was a signature from the priest.
That was.
Yep, all of that.
I've been engaged. I've never made it because of
We
my
were
attitude,
engaged.
my mouth.
Well, this
I
the
feel like
thing.
after the ring, that's when you can really start showing yo less
This is one of the rings right here.
shit up.
Yeah,
It's a nice ass ring.
yeah. Got it from Harris Casino out of the there because Harris in New Orleans has a really nice jewelry shop,
Mm,
and got it there. And one thing I said, just because we didn't work out, don't mean I'm gonna keep them.
thank you.
Excellent ass jewelry. I just wear it on the wrong hand and shine up every now and
Because
then.
I feel like after dating, you get to the engagement part. It's time to show the person that you're engaged to what every day gonna look like for you.
And that's where you gotta get that. That's one thing I can say. You have to get a. You have to get the real person.
Mm,
Don't make up the person in your head.
mm,
And this is one thing where I had to take responsibility because now that we are at the adult stage,
mm,
I was in a relationship for almost 6 years.
mm.
Um,
Yeah,
you know,
I've
the
never been in a
purpose
relationship that long.
the purpose is not to, blame the person or anything. We're friends now.
Mm,
But the one thing you have to understand is you have to take accountability and say, okay, am I upset at this person from doing this? Or do I have a romanticized version of this person in my head? Who am I upset with? Am I upset with this person for, um, falling short as a human being?
mm-hmm.
Or did I make this person perfect in my head? Is that why I
Yes.
hurt so much?
Yeah.
Now, that's not saying that, when a nigga do you wrong, that they not,
But they ain't
but
fuck-
what it's
fuck
saying
hard.
that you got to take accountability and understand when it's real, when it's not real,
Mm,
and when it's you know, how much is it? Not saying it's my fault, but like, okay, is this did I get to know the real person?
yeah.
Like, and even though we courted for a while before we actually we did everything out because I said this one time I'm not going to rush into stuff because my very first relationship rushed into it was just so in love with just being in love because like now I had my whole days but I ran to that one person that hurt me like I was hurting other people.
Mm,
And I said to myself, I never want to do that again. And that's why I said I never wanted to marry a woman. Because to me, women will look past everything if you give them a version of yourself. If a man gives a woman, and I'm not saying women are weak by no means, but I am saying that women are naturally programmed to nurture
mm,
and be, soft, not submissive, but be that that yin to that yang.
yeah.
If I go in knowing that I can't give her my full, or I'm not gonna give her my full self,
Mm,
because as long as I'm gay, you're not gonna have that part of me. But if she's like, you know what, I'm gonna love you anyway, no, because at the end of the day, it's gonna turn that woman bitter, and it's not gonna be fair to her. Now, she gotta take accountability too, but also if you know in your knowing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I would never, and even just to keep up appearances, like no, I would never, because
This might sound crazy. This might sound crazy, but no lie. If I was to get married now, the man would have to be bisexual, and then he would have to find a female partner that we both agree with is okay with living with us, and all three of us raise kids together.
and you know what, Petty, even though
It's not crazy.
no, it don't. But I have always been one to believe in that two people can be together because I feel like now if you want to open that door, I feel like it has to be number one. It can't be a band-aid. You can't go trying to fix shit by bringing somebody else in, especially if you're a gay couple. Baby, they done made movies and wrote books about that. No.
Mm.
If you are going through bumps and humps and shit.
No. It wouldn't be that. It would be at a time where we're ready to have.
Oh yeah. And I fully agree because I feel like for you, because you know in your knowing that you can commit to that because there's not going to be any secrets and that's not going to be any jealousy because you as a united front. And also that's why I believe leave your damn friends outside your relationship now. Especially if you've never been in a relationship. That's like somebody
you know what?
Never had
that's
a
like
job.
They say leave your friends. Leave the ignorant friends. And y'all know, and the crazy part is people know the difference between a genuine friend and an ignorant friend. Like I know to call you for some genuine advice before I call one of my ignorant friends and be like, hey, I'm going through this with my relationship because I know you're coming from not only a personal place, but you're looking on the outside in. Like you're coming from different angles, different viewpoints, different perceptions. Not somebody who, oh, bitch, I got trauma, so I'm going to tell you my trauma and let you have my trauma.
Perfect example. Attack of the Killer Kung Fu Wolf, bitch.
What
Remember the friend? Boondocks.
Yeah.
You never seen the episode of Boondocks?
Okay, yeah.
Like the friend on the phone.
Yes.
Toxic. Always ain't toxic. Told this girl, you need to blow yourself up. You know what? And it wasn't until she put the friend on hold, got off the phone, and actually started to see that, you know what? I may be the problem.
Thank you.
Let me let these folks go. Got them right back in with the friend. Bitch, blew herself up.
Because I'm studying psychology to make sure that when I give advice,
and I'm a little bit psychotic.
That when I give advice to a person, it's coming from my perspective, the perspective of other psychologists, and I'm gonna put it all together to make sure.
And you're also going from a point to never push your self onto a person. That's what you need to realize.
I want better for others than I have better for myself. Because I know as a single man what I'm capable of. I know what I'm capable of in and out of a relationship. So I know me. I want you to do better than what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't want you to fall into the same trap. That's why I said none of what I've been through is meant for me to be quiet. Because why would I take all of this? I'm already free. I've already set myself free from other people's opinions. Now that don't mean that you can say
I'm
anything
out the side of your motherfucking neck.
And also, I have admitted this. I'm a functioning depressed person. I'm a functioning. I have functioning depression, so I can go from being in a crowd of folks to come home, sitting up crying. I'm working on that, but as far as me being bound by certain things, certain opinions, and certain situations, hell to the no, because I've lived through it, and I thought that I was going to die from it, but I kept living, and I stayed here. We talked about this. From whatever vice you had, you lived through it, to whatever vice I had, I lived through it. Our vices were different, but they were no less of learning experiences. So the fact is, and as you grow, and I'm not talking about age, as you grow as a person, you're gonna want to stop other people. Not everybody, because some folks you got to know.
You got to let them up their head. Some people head are strong enough to hit a couple of rocks above the mountain of Everest and still stand up strong. And guess what? They learn from it better than you telling them some shit.
And I was told by a very good friend that, you can't, you got to stop trying to save people because there may be a lesson that God needs them to learn so they can grow.
Sometimes you got to just be the side.
Yes. And I know you want to, and I learned that in my relationship. Like, we came from two very different places. He came from a house that had both parents, and both parents had, got divorced, but they moved on. They weren't stuck in places. My folks got stuck. When my mama passed, when my grandmama passed, my family got stuck at the point when they passed, when they died. unresolved issues. And if any of y'all watching, y'all know it's true. You know where I stay at. You know my number. Um,
You might not want to pull up while I'm over here because I'm always with the sheets.
oh, they not gonna pull up. And the ones, you know what I'm talking about, not gonna pull up because they were a part of the issue. Now, don't get me wrong, I love them. I love them death, but I gotta love them from a distance because you tried to put something on me that wasn't mine. I reached out for support, never financial. I just wanted love. I wanted to know I was a part of the family. I wanted to not go home and have to find a place on the floor in the garage or in the, the dining room, or, talk to a family member on why this or why my mom's friends, like, have y'all seen so and so? Have y'all? No, because y'all have turned cold. Because y'all thought there was money after she passed. Y'all thought that, people that were helping us when family didn't, to get around, to go to the grocery store, to do this and do that. You thought they were made a part of a will that never existed. Because you don't have no inheritance when there's debt. Like, so there was never any money. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Because at the end of the day, that's why I go home. I have more people that have become my friends who are not my friends and family who are not my blood, who have been there, individuals that have been there since I was born. They were my mom's friends. That I feel like y'all are my aunties and my uncles, and I love you. I love you, Lisa Smith. I love you, Linda Smith. I love you, Nadia Gill. I love you, Donald Gill, aka Tiny, my brother. They're not even my blood family, but they have been in my life. Some of them, and Nadia's my goddaughter. Anthony is might as well say a surrogate father to me. These people have been in my life as figures and have came to me when my own blood would not. So I have no shame and no problem acknowledging them and giving them their flowers. The white folks that my mama worked for put me pretty much through my final year of school. Got me my first car. My mom would stay awake, ironing clothes while she was disabled for people. They were responsible for me having some Christmases. We didn't have money, but my mama still had resources to get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house built from the ground on a fixed income. Because we had God. And yeah, she didn't graduate. Like, at one point, I was going to school. My mom was studying to get her GED. She was, straight out the cotton field.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Why you covering up to date, honey?
Some places don't. Some social media sites don't allow.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, let me know. I'll be walking around. Oh, okay. But I say all that to say, you have to choose your own path. You have a family that's still still married, still, dad and mom is still there. I had a family where my mom passed. There was no, but we still came together with similar situations when it came to.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because I also need to shout out some people. Shout out Lois Austin and her husband and her family, Jessica Cleon and Lil J. They were like a family outside of my family. Steffi Mitchell, God rest her soul. The Mitchell family, Keisha, Ty, her father. They were like, I had Tequila, her family, her grandmother. Trying to make sure. Sham is a niece of Lois, but Sham was like my best friend. Miss Cage and Satia and her brothers. Like, when I couldn't be who I wanted to be at home, like, I wasn't ready to give up Erica after 3:30. Erica still has some time on her hands. So I would literally go to my friend's house and just be me. And I thank them for opening their doors to me for that because it helped shape who I am today. Like, I know as a fully realized gay man adult that if it wasn't for those people, I don't think I would have turned out the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I would have slid into the vices and been worse off. Because I did have those people in my head or sometimes reach out and ask, was I okay? And, you know, and it kind of brought me to the light sometimes, like, ooh, like, shit.
And see, all of these people that I named were there before I, you know, came out as gay before I even realized I was gay. And after...
Stop saying it because, like, don't stop saying it. It makes me feel like a horror from Babylon. It kind of do.
Honey, the thing is, I could have been out there, but my mom was really strict. So I could have done
let's
stuff.
correct one thing. My parents didn't find out until 11th grade.
That's the thing. I was very sheltered.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that my cousins did, and that's one reason why my mom's employers and bosses were offered to help, because they pretty much said, you know, we understand that you, there's no the fact that she was close, it's just the fact that she had different beliefs and different, really different ways of raising kids. So my mom was very strict, but also it saved me from a lot of stuff. It covered me when I needed to be covered. The thing is, now my cousins, you know, they were allowed to do what they wanted to do. But for me, my mom clearly said, you would not call me by Jeanette. You know, if you can't call me Mom or Miss Bingham, then, you know, we not going to play this. But also, she had a very strict house. But from there, that's why I pretty much, you know, came out the way I did. But also, she knew she wasn't going to be here long.
Yeah.
It's sad, but, you know, it's real. My mom knew she wasn't long for this world, and she knew she might not live to see me turn 18. She did. So she had to pretty much teach me how to survive in life before, you know. And so that's why when other kids were, you know, going to parties and everything, I'm at home cleaning up, she teaching me how to cook, how to run a household. Like, baby, you hear this right here on the car, that means your alternator about to go out.
And see, my folks were trying to teach me that, but I was so rebellious.
Shit, I couldn't be rebellious against because Jeanette Bingham put the fear of God in me, huh? Like,
that's right.
When I say
you know what? Let me not make it sound like they didn't succeed. They succeeded, but I had other plans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't finna let that fear just. I don't know.
See, my mama
had the fear of God at home, but outside of the house, when I wasn't around them.
But did they fight you though?
Yeah,
because they did the thing.
Yeah, and I took them ass whoopings and continued the fuckery. That
I was too scared for that. Like, when I say my mama had hands, and like I said, I was a runner. So this little short lady, when she was up and walking, oh Jesus, like, would snatch a knot in my ass real, because I always had a mouth. And what make her mad is she's like, come here, boy.
You know what? That's one of my triggers. Getting hit on the ass is one of my triggers. It will make me lash out. So they hit me hard enough and enough times, but it stuck wrong. You know what I'm
saying? Well, mine pretty much, baby. When I say mine, I got the message. And by the time I like got 12 or whatever, because even my teachers, like, because I went to the castle, my teachers was like, oh my God, Miss Bingham, he's just a complete, because baby, when I say I was a runner and I would take shit apart, like I think I was 10 and it was an open light suck. I stuck my hand in it.
Yeah.
I would take TVs apart. I would play with fire. I couldn't. Oh, I was diagnosed as hyperactive, so I went to a child psychologist.
Okay.
So my mom's best friend Joyce bought me Peter Pan. I think Julie Andrews played Peter Pan. So I watched Peter Pan and I found my way to get on the roof. And I jumped out the roof. So yeah, all of that. Yeah, I was very, very hyper. I had all
That shit
these
stressed me
personalities.
the hell
Yeah.
out. You just minding your business watching TV, and the next thing you know, you hear, I believe, Platt. Now he gonna sit his ass out there for at least 30 minutes till the show go off.
And
Because
putting,
the fuck.
and like putting capes around me, like going through the house running.
Okay, now, okay, so we didn't. Peter Pan was by that time for me was like a movie. But at that time, that's when, a certain person was calling himself Peter Pan. And so it wasn't as floating around black people, I would say. Let me just be honest. When Michael Jackson started calling himself Peter Pan, that was after the kid shit, that the Peter Pan shit was like, all right, it's weird now. And I'm not saying that Michael Jackson made it weird. Other people related Michael Jackson wanted to be Peter Pan to him being weird.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. It's on Family said it. But I said to say this, like, I wore capes too, but jumping off of shit was not a part of my flight plan. I knew gravity worked.
Well, with me, I always like, oh my God, like
gravity.
But then again, I was the only child.
All right, Elphaba.
And child,
I was gonna say Cynthia. Elphaba, defying gravity is crazy.
And then I had zoomies. Like I would be up, just Jesus, just run through the house, run out the house, run in the field. Oh Jesus, like yeah, bless
we
Jeanette.
did some running, but shit.
I told you, I that's why I would run the subway. Like I said, I told you last time I didn't. But yeah,
that was a part of that.
Mm-hmm. I would just be, and even to this day, like I don't get the zoomies, and I just just start walking. People
you had the zoomies when I got here. Yeah, that whole trying to get everything set up and the cleaning all that.
So
I'm sitting outside like, is he gonna come out here and talk to me or what? So I just started watching American Guys outside.
That explains why I be moving shit. Cause I did pick up that last. Were we looking for your SIM card? And I just picked up the couch like it wasn't nothing.
When I told you that this phone didn't have a SIM card,
and you didn't even say it was under the couch. Like
I didn't. I didn't. I was like,
why you just stood there?
Yes. I've learned to just let people do them. That is the most entertaining. As an adult, and you know what? As a person, I actually enjoy sitting back and watching life go on around.
Crash out?
No, anything. Anything. I like watching humans be humans.
Yeah. My humanity usually involves picking up heavy shit.
You picked up that couch as if it was nothing. And we looked, you picked it up enough to where light was coming up under that bitch. And we was looking for the SIM card, and I was like, it's not under here. There's no SIM card in the phone.
Well, and
then with his other hand, he is swiping stuff under the. So yeah. So you had a zombie the other day.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. And see, I don't realize that people tell me like when I'm frustrated.
I didn't realize you was doing it until you just said it.
Yeah. And my homegirl, Leandra, she told me, she was like, Chris, when you mad, you be doing shit. And I didn't realize I got a big magnolia in the yard, big ass branches. But I was really stressed. And it was at a previous place of employment. And I didn't notice I would just grab them. Now these ain't no small branches.
No magnolias.
And I, and she was like, bitch, what's wrong?
Your tree do look a little tree. Okay.
Oh, and I looked down, it was like 5 branches. Yeah. She was like, are you okay? I'm like, I feel better. She's like, bitch, go.
Just go now.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, I don't know my own strength.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why I try to be, quiet and non, confrontational because
Mhm.
like picking up that couch, like
That ain't shit.
yeah, because I move shit around all the time, but normal,
I hate moving furniture for people.
I love it.
Okay, I know who to call.
Like I don't know because
I'm just
especially
gonna
if I'm
call you when
stressed,
people call me, because I'm not a couch furniture lifting type of person.
I'm a feng shui type of person. Like I'll take a couch.
Now I would design your house, but I'm not carrying shit in it.
And also, if you ever need, any type of demolition, because I love punching, the not the real walls, but the what do you
The
call that?
plaster.
The
The plaster,
plaster,
yeah.
and
It makes a nice sound,
it
and then
does.
like the puff that comes out of when you hit
And the hammer,
yes,
like
the sledgehammers. Are you looking for a sledgehammer? We do not promote violence. We won't be showing our weapons on the damn.
got a head to it.
That's not the sledgehammer.
It's not, but right about this time comes
Yeah.
I be wandering off sometimes. So yeah, okay.
So okay.
Okay.
Now I've just turned 31, and I would say for
young bitch.
30 years.
Oh, I
Well,
got
no,
10 years
for
on you.
28 years.
10 years.
Yeah. So for 28 years, my biggest problem, let's get serious for a minute for me, my biggest problem was trying to find approval. And I wanted approval from my family, my friends, and the world. It hindered my comedy. It hindered my friendships with people. And because I always felt like I was being tolerated.
1 hour 26 minutes.
No, bitch, we supposed to been done. This is 2 episodes.
Okay,
Let's just keep going. We just break it up in half. We not ready to record, okay? So it's kind of like
your eyes.
Girl, because I was like,
wait a minute, I ain't know her mouth with that.
You know what? I don't have
Take after your mom.
We'll talk about that after. I have nothing I need to take out.
We ain't mention no names. We ain't mention no backwards people's legs, but nothing or.
Well, I'm gonna say this and then we can wrap it up. So, and I do, and I brought this up because I do want to apologize for me trying to find approval from certain people made me toxic to everybody else. I took out my anger on all of my friends, all of my associates.
But was it in reaction though to something? Because you gotta look at okay.
No, you was trying to, but I would say this: it was sometimes overreacting to something that I may have constructed or misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like I may have already been acting toxic and didn't know it. They caught on to it and then started to out pity me. And then that's when the real toxicity come out.
Oh, you like, bitch, you think you can outdo me?
Oh. But I wasn't even thinking like, you trying to outdo me. It's like, you trying to do something to me and I ain't done that to you. And in my mind, yeah. So in my mind, I'm just rationalizing it into like, all right, before you get me, let me get you. But not knowing I may have said something or did something that pissed you off because I had a habit of doing that really bad. My mouth and my attitude sometimes can rub people wrong. And I'm okay with it. And so I do want to apologize to those people. But I also want to say, in the same breath, some of y'all got what y'all deserve. Some of y'all really were pushing, like y'all took it too far. And so when I did do what I had to do or spaz out or whatever the case may be, even sometimes cutting people off, it's because instead of having a conversation, you retaliated so aggressively to the point where either you fought, I walked away, or cussed you out. And I'm not apologizing for that. But I'm apologizing for starting it unconsciously.
And see, I got to do the opposite. I want to say, bring it on. Because I have let so many people for so many years get away with diminishing me, undervaluing my light, telling me that I was the problem. When, I've invited folks to my birthday. Said, you don't even have to bring a gift, just show up. And to the point to where people have made it about them, but I have been so non-confrontational and thinking, now mind you, now this is my trauma, because the one thing in my head is I never want to be a burden on anybody. So I never asked for help, because when I did ask for it, it was always
thrown back in your face. Why do people do that?
And when I finally got the courage to ask for it again and received it, like, do I deserve it? I have, and that's from being, pretty much not abandoned by family, but ignored by family. Like, being ignored in a relationship, being ignored by quote unquote friends. I had this thing in therapy. I said, I was telling people, did you forget to remember to forget me? Because people would literally ask me to come do things. See that I was into Comic-Con. See that I was into sewing. See that I was into building sets, coloring, going out to art museums, walking trails, doing this stuff. I just post stuff on Facebook. I never had to friends to make a significant impact. Like, I have under 350 friends now, and I keep it like that. Because I'm like, I don't know 1,000 people, and I'm not going to be, have my timeline flooded with bullshit and fuckery. Because, I'm a people person, but I really don't like people. Like, I'm a extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. But I can pick up on bullshit, like, really, like it's nothing. And just because, I've always been told I've been here before. And I've always sat back in space and watched. So at one point in my trauma, and this goes along with, the adulthood, it got to the point to where when things happen, like I wouldn't just lose things. It would come in waves. Like, getting laid off, then car getting stolen, losing everything again. Just like, when I finished up high school, pretty much lost my mom, lost my house, came down here with nothing. And to that point, I started saying, well, you know what? I'm not going to get too happy. Because if I get too happy, if I get too comfortable, it's going to hurt more when the eventual letdown happens. So I just stayed in a constant state of survival mode. I'm one of those people, never took a trip to New Orleans by myself, never even been to Atlanta, because I had to basically survive. I didn't see myself as taking trips. Taking trips would spend money I didn't have. Self-care was non-existent to me. I didn't have a car for 10 years because, I'm like, well, I can, have disposable income and keep a roof over my head. Or I can have a car and sleep in it. It was literally just like that with my income. And in that, I got used to being by myself. My power had been taken. Dude would be so full of themselves that they see somebody that, and I can say right now, I know I'm handsome as fuck. I know I'm a very attractive individual. But it took me years to claim that and claim that back. I had been told I was ugly, fat, uh, unlikable, dirty, um, all from a motherfucker that was mad that I wouldn't sleep with them. Now, get one thing straight. Yeah, I've had my bedfellows, but they are limited and to my choosing.
Girl, we picky queens. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Picky.
I may be a slut, but I'm a picky slut. Like, I'm very picky.
And bitches be mad till this day that they never got to savor the flavor or taste the cakes. All because, boo, it was never you. You approached me first. So now, when I do return, you act like, oh, it's a privilege to be in your presence. No, bitch, not when you had the same profile picture from 15 years ago. And can't acknowledge that you need to let the hair go. Stop putting that shit in place. That's not cute. That's alopecia. That's what I'm calling your name. Like, alopecia, go over here and cut that stuff off.
Oh my God. You know how to end every episode. You know what we forgot to do?
What?
Say our name at the beginning. We just started.
Oh.
We just said the welcome to
I
the
said
podcast.
bitch before I said my name.
Yes. Okay. So, we're going to wrap this one up.
Okay. Alopecia.
You got told to shout out it. Before we go, I do want to also make one more acknowledgement and apologize. Whatever. But for those who I did hurt while I was under those devices, I do sincerely want to apologize for that. I may have said or done things. I'm not blaming the devices. I take 100% accountability because I was 100% there. You know what I'm saying? The devices might enhance the reaction, but it was a reaction that I wanted.
Did it make you feel?
It did.
All right.
It did. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I do want to apologize. I want to apologize for certain people who were hurt by certain things. If you feel like the apologies for you, please leave a heart in the comments. But if you feel the apology ain't for you and you need one, you know where to meet me. And you know how I really apologize to them. But my name is comedian Petty E.
My name is Mahogany Soul, the poet. And for the ones that actually deserve the meanest, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
This has been Queens in the back row, and our back row is comfortable.
It is. Bitch.
It's comfortable.
It is.
Can we get a comfortable back row?
What is that, velvet?
Should we start bringing our own chairs and stuff? No. Because the queens have to be comfortable. We got to stay in the back row now.
And until I afford the surgery to get this, move to this. We have no plastic fillers, honey.
We have the same goal.
We don't have to get some cushion
for this when I get some money. Okay. He said we have the same goals.
Yeah. Yes. Start calling me. What's your name? Voluptuous.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to be called hypnotic. Because I want the hips. You know what I'm saying?
We know a hippo.
We'll see y'all next time.